What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of Wingin It, the show with hot takes from your fellow UB Bulls. I'm your host, Zach Carr, clinical assistant professor in the Department of Communication here in the College of Arts and Sciences. On this show, we cover burning questions and topics for all students in the College of Arts and Sciences while we sample some of the most deliciously unique wings prepared for us by our friends in campus dining and shops. On this episode today, I am thrilled to welcome senior Fiona Serrano. Hi.
Hello.
I'm so glad you're here today.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Fiona, you got a lot going on. This is really cool. So you're a senior majoring in English, Global Gender Studies, and History.
Yes.
Hold the phone. You're also minoring in Jewish Studies.
I am.
That is unbelievable.
Thank you. I also study Russian too. You don't have a...
And you study Russian?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait to unpack all of this. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to have some great fun. We're going to sample some awesome wings. So today's episode topic is we're talking about exploring, passions, which is an aspect of college, right? And getting to know yourself better. Part of that process is choosing a major or majors and minor and then extra just because we're feeling fun. And so we're going to be talking today about finding a major that fits. Now, not like the mechanics of that's for your academic advisor, but really trying to identify what vibes with you, what calls to you, what's a good fit for you, because these are decisions that impact you for the rest of your life. So to pair with our first question, we're going to start off with our first wing of the day. So theme on this show, per usual, is we go from mild to wild. If you tuned in last time, it really got wild. I had to run out. Hopefully it's not that wild today, but here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is a blueberry pie hot sauce. Okay, here we go. Cheers, salute. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm getting all the blueberry.
Mine had a lot of blueberry.
You got a lot of blueberry?
I got a lot of blueberry.
That means I need a second bite.
Got a lot of blueberry.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I say this every show. So I like not too crispy, a little bit more juicy. Is that where you fly on the wing scale or no?
No, I like a crispy.
Do you? That's very Buffalo of you.
Yeah. It's crazy because I'm not from Buffalo, but yeah,
I am.
I like a flat, and I like it to be a little crispy.
10 out of 10 with that. That was good. I like it. A little bit of kick.
Tiny bit.
Just a tiny. Okay, so let's start talking about your initial college experience. So if I'm not mistaken, you started in community college.
I did,
and then found your way to UB. Can you just dialogue with us about that journey and how you kind of ended up here?
Yes, I went to community college for a year and I left due to not doing so great and a lot of personal things going on.
Sure.
It took me a couple years and I decided I wanted to come back to school. I really didn't know where else to apply. I only knew of like 2 schools, the school that my parents went to and here.
Okay.
And I applied and by the grace of God, I got in.
Love.
And
Horns up.
I came in as an English major.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. What was the transition like, if you don't mind riffing about that for a second, from community college to UB? It's different.
Very different. It's a much bigger school.
Yeah.
There's way more people. But I feel like because I had been working jobs and kind of working, I worked in Florida for a little while. I worked in New York State. Like, I kind of knew how to like find my way. So definitely like getting back into the academics, it took me a minute to kind of get into there, but I made it onto the dean's list the first time.
Boom.
That was
Here we go.
that was really good. I was like, okay, yeah.
Came in hot. All right, very cool. I love that. All right, so on to our next wing and then our next question. So it's very fall here today. We had our blueberry pie. Now it's time for some coffee to go with it. So this is a maple coffee hot sauce made with cold brew coffee, maple syrup, and jalapenos. You ready?
All right.
Let's get it. Cheers again. Little kick.
It's a little strange.
How so?
I don't know. Oh, I taste the coffee now.
See, I haven't gotten the coffee yet.
Yeah. I got the coffee. I was like, oh.
It's like the backside of the wing.
I feel like you keep biting into the wrong spot.
I know, I gotta stop that. And then I'm taking 2 bites, and then I'm gonna be crying by the end of the episode, right? Oh, I love this. This is great. Again, my favorite combination of like not too crispy, juicy, a little bit more of a kick than the blueberry, but a nice
yeah,
pairing.
just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So now you're at UB and you've added a few majors, and a minor.
Yeah.
So talk us through the Fiona thought process as you added each of these. Like, did you ever consider dropping one instead of adding? Like, how did this kind of stack up for you? I'd love to hear about that.
Totally. So I came in as an English major, and
what led you to that?
I really like to read, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do.
Sure.
So I came in as an English major, and by the end of that first semester, I took a history class, and I was like, okay, no, this is really what I want to do, but I kind of already had a lot of credits in the English, so was I dual major?
Okay.
The next semester, I was invited to join the Jewish Studies department. They asked if I would be interested, and I really enjoyed the classes I had taken that were through that department. And I was like, yeah, totally. And then after that, I actually approached the undergraduate director of gender studies. I really was like, this is something I'm interested in. I don't know how I can fit it to my schedule because I'm already taking quite a bit.
Right.
But she worked with me. We were able to do it. And I think it was the end of last year. I was like, well, I'm already done with the minor. I might as well, it's 2 more classes. I might as well just aid the major.
Here we go. Wow.
So that's kind of just how I got into everything. I definitely do take a heavy course load.
Yeah.
So it's not...
How many credits is that?
25.
Wow. All
for
right.
the last 3 semesters.
Wow. All right, if I may kind of deviate a little bit, how do you balance all of that? Like, is it time management or,
Very rigid time management, which includes making time for myself as well. But
we talked about this in the last episode. Good to hear that echoed here. I love that. Very cool. Are you a kind of person of the world? Because it seems like there's a theme here where it's interested in humanity, right? Interested in how things operate. Is that something that you've had your whole life?
Definitely, for sure. I really liked to read when I was young, and even though it maybe didn't show so much in my younger years in my education experience, I definitely really did like to learn, and education, I thought those were really important things.
I love that. Okay, so third wing. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is a third of Jamaican hot pepper sauce featuring a blend of Scotch bonnet and red habanero peppers. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. This one's a little bit crispier. I'm excited. Different kind of kick.
I think the other one was spicier.
I agree with that. And this is coming from a guy who literally cried last episode, so I like this. This is kind of my speed. I appreciate the third wing not being, anteing up on the wild scale. Very cool. I love that. Okay, next question. So you've had a truly interdisciplinary educational experience, right? When you're kind of dabbling in all these areas, how do you feel they complement each other? Does one help you understand the other? Are they ever kind of antagonistic in that way? How does that work when it comes to all of Fiona and her educational journey?
Well, what I actually hope to continue to study is Soviet gender history, and all of these subjects do play a role in that. Russian literature is really, really important to their history, so learning how to read literature helps me understand the history as well and the culture. Jewish studies helps me learn about different religions, because it's not only just Judaism, and learn about how that kind of plays a role, and that definitely does play a role even in a religiousess state.
Sure.
And obviously the gender and history part are really the core of what I study, so they obviously complement each other very, very well, but gender studies focuses more on theories, which are beneficial to kind of really get to the root of different issues in society.
I love that. What a mosaic to complete kind of how you look at the world and see it. That's incredible. Okay, second to last wing.
All right.
Things are definitely going to go wild a little bit. Here we go. So this is going to bring heat, also flavor. We've got an adobo sauce with black lime, ginger, and ghost peppers, a regular theme on this show. Here we go.
The ghost pepper is scary.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right away. Right away for me. These are the ones. It's these ones that get me. I'm not gonna take a second bite though. You're braver than that. What'd you think? Flavorful, for sure.
Definitely. The kick is starting to hit now. Maybe I shouldn't have taken a second bite.
It comes on strong. Yep. It's a kind of...
It's getting hot a little.
It is getting hot. It kind of has like a bright flavor to it though. It's super tasty. What I like about this, we were talking about this off camera too, this is one of those where it's hot, but there's also good flavor in it. Like it's not just hot just for the sake of being hot, Okay. Let's talk about you know, we mentioned this a little bit, but can you elaborate on kind of what led to you saying, okay, these are the ones I'm going to land on, and talk a little bit about how these complement your future. Where do you see yourself going after this? I know you mentioned what you want to study, but is grad school on the horizon? Where are all these fitting into then the next step for you in your career?
Thank you. Yes, grad school is on the horizon.
Okay.
I am hoping to one day obtain a PhD and become a professor.
Holla.
That's my goal.
Love it.
But I think they also are really important outside of academia. Humanity is, the humanities help us understand the world and help us build skills that are really important. So even if you're going to work in a bank or be a salesperson, writing and thinking critically are all skills that are really important. And I think that all people should have a little bit more training in these areas.
That's great. Amen.
Thank you.
Did you have this kind of realization earlier on in your development? The need for developing these skills academically?
I don't think I had the language to say that at the time,
Sure.
or maybe the understanding to say that at the time, but I definitely think that how I lived my life and how I thought of education did come out of these ideals.
Fantastic.
And, yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's just fantastic. Okay. Great insights. We got one final wing. I'm still feeling the burn. I'm starting to tear up a little bit. Okay, the spiciest we'll have today. And we got a question that's really good. Okay, so this one has horseradish, classic buffalo topping, right, for the beef on weck, combined with garlic and ghost peppers for a creamy, smoky, and of course, spicy flavor experience that will probably invoke some type of tears from me. So,
I'm a little nervous.
me too, perpetually. I'm ready, I think. Here we go.
Okay.
Cheers, see you on the other side. I get the smoky.
I'm gonna be brave and I'm gonna take another bite.
I can't. I'm hitting it already. Everyone's gonna be proud of me. Production crew's gonna be proud of me. I only took one bite. That's delicious though.
It was really good.
Oh, they make great wings here. Oh my god.
I still think this one was spicier.
This one? I agree.
Yeah.
Slow burn though. I feel it a little bit more. So Fiona, you've given us such great insight into choosing a major and thinking about things that lead to why you choose the majors that you do. My favorite question, it's a staple of this show. If you could go back in time, day one undergrad, day one UB, and give yourself some advice, what would that advice be?
I would probably tell myself to be more confident. I was very timid, very nervous, especially because I was a little bit older than some of my fellow peers, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. But, if I was a little bit more sure of myself, I maybe could have started things a little bit earlier.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair. It's hard.
Oh, it's
right?
hitting me a little.
Me
It
too.
is-
I'm like, sure. Yeah.
It's hitting me just a bit.
You did so good. I don't think I'll have to run to the bathroom after this one, so that's good. Thank you, Fiona. Great to have
Thank
you here.
so much.
Emotional topics, as always, here on Wingin' It. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate you being along for the ride, and we'll see you next time on Wingin' It.
Thank you.